So if you've been following the truck build, I've got these big holes in the bed. And today we're going to start talking about the toolboxes. I'll film this some today and then I'll film some later. This is going to be something I'm going to do in pieces to kind of show you guys what I'm doing along. Because I probably won't get this done today because I'm missing a few pieces. But we're going to talk about the toolboxes. So, follow along. So it's a gorgeous day today. I've got the door open. Not too bad for the end of January. I've already got one side mounted in, but I'm gonna show you guys how I got there from here. And this is a door frame that I don't know if we'll keep, but it's clamped in there right now. But there the bottom is. You can see around this side I gotta finish capping in this side of the box. But I've got it where it runs all the way down to where the piece goes across for the skirting. And then up here it's 30 inches tall, it's 16 inches deep, it's 20 inches wide. And so to give you an idea what that looks like in the bed of the truck, let's see here. Right there, that's it. That's all it takes up in the bed of the truck. It's just that little bit right there. And so there'll be another one on this side over here. And I'll get the tape measure out here, we'll measure across. So between the boxes, I'll still have just a hair over 5 foot. It's like 61 inches. So I can still get sheets of plywood and set them right up against the bed of the truck. Yeah, I know, I gotta straighten some of that nonsense, but yeah. So let me show you the box, okay? So this is done exactly like the other side was done. This is a box, it's upside down right now, and the reason you can tell that is because that's the diamond plate right there. So the diamond plate is, we actually reused pieces of the diamond plate out of the old wrecker body, which is what this is right here, pieces left over. We've got all of our scrap pile here, stuff to grab from. That's one of the fender wells that come out of it. But yep, I grabbed a couple pieces of that, and I'm using that for the bottom of the box, because it doesn't have to look pretty. And I actually had to plug some holes in it, but we're not worried about that. And so I will actually spin this around, flip it over, and raise it up in there. So let me get the jack and get this thing in position, and we will do that. It's a nice snug fit. See if I can't persuade it some. Like a glove. Okay. Okay, we're at the point we've run out of stroke on the jack. So I'm going to put a clamp here. Up a little bit. Put one on this side, and this will keep it from falling down, or at least I hope. There we go. Okay, so the next trick is I'm going to take this milk crate right there. There's that. So now, for the most part, the box is in. Oh, don't do that. all it was. Cool. All right, guys, so I've been beating and hammering here for a second. We trying to straighten out this back wall here some, because we've got us a gap here at the top of where this box goes. But my end all goal is I want to be off the floor here in this corner. I want to be 13 inches. And so that's where I am right now. I realize the rest of the box isn't exactly perfect, but I'm gonna start in that corner. And the reason I say that is because over here, on this one I've done, my box off the floor. Hold on. 13 inches. So, both of them protrude up out of the deck 13 inches. And the boxes are the same height. So I'm gonna fire the welder up. Turn this back around. I'll fire the welder up and I'm gonna attack this corner in. And I'm gonna come across through here, making sure it's 13 inches off of that deck, because that's what the other one is. And then we'll probably pull this back here to get this gap to go away so I can weld that. And we'll have this in there the exact same way that the other one is. So, get the welder fired up. Alright, so I know, I say alright so a lot. I've got that 13 inches. I went ahead and tacked it in. I went ahead and welded everything in here too for this one. I gotta go in, once we turn it around and get it off the truck, I'm gonna weld the insides of right through here from the inside of it. But this part's done.
Yeah.
What?
Missed the spot.
I'm not welding it solid. I want water to seep somewhere. So I made this piece. And the whole purpose for this piece is over there is my fill neck for the fuel. And so on that side, that goes right in there like that. And I'm gonna weld that in, and that'll make this side a done deal. So I will weld this in, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do on the underneath side of it for the fuel fill to get that mounted up. And we'll be done putting boxes in for the most part. So I'll get back to it. Look, there's Kagan over there working on his bike. I got the bird's eye view up here.
Yeah, this is gonna be the segment called Stuff That I Should Have Filmed That I Didn't.
Yeah, see how he is? Anyway, so that piece is in there now. And I tell you what, it turned out so good, I almost swear somebody else welded it, because my welds are normally not that good. But I'll take it.
Seeing you doing it, I probably would agree with you.
Yeah, Kagan said if he could see me do it, he'd agree with me. So, we'll get down off the truck here, pretty high up in here. And our next adventure is right here. Here's our next adventure. I'm gonna make a mount for that right there at fuel fill, to where it mounts to that. And when I make that mount, I'm gonna make this ground strap bolt to it as well. And for those of you who forgot, that's the adapters that hold the dualies on, the commercial dualies. And I really need to measure these studs today to see what bolt pattern this is, because apparently it ain't what I thought it was. So I got some research to do. I would like to have another rim. But anyways, I'm gonna get started. The next step is we built these window frames, or not window frames, door frames the other day, and they're too shallow. However, this truck is getting a headache rack. It's getting that headache rack. I'm gonna modify that headache rack some, but this right here is 1.25 inch angle iron, and it's 1/8 inch. So we're gonna repurpose this angle iron to make our door frames. And then I've actually got some design changes I'm gonna make to this using some flat bar. I have to buy me a piece of flat bar. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and cut the angle iron off of this to where we can get this ready to put on the truck, but then we're going to use that angle iron to remake my door frames. So repurposing everything. Hey, and for anybody who doesn't know, if I've got any family watching this, that's one of the last things that my grandfather gave me before he died. That's going on the truck, that headache rack. So be kind of cool to have that on there. So we're going to cut that angle iron off and get back to work. All right, guys. So got my speed square, and believe it or not, this piece of angle I cleaned up was one of them gray ones that was part of that headache rack. And so I've already got this piece right here loosened up. I may have to loosen up a little bit more. This old saw we got, it's been a good one. I've cut all kinds of stuff with it. Probably a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have, but you know how that goes. Back up. And yeah, it's got the markings here on the side of it, but I don't trust those anymore. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use my speed square. I'm going to set it against the back side of this. And I'm going to, using the back footing here as a space for the base of the speed square, set it to it and slide that into about there. And double check myself, and that is 45 degrees right there. So take that, my wrench, we'll tighten this down. Alright, so trick, when you're clamping this up in here, I put a piece of square stock underneath of it, and then I can clamp it up, and I can still see a little bit of a gap here, so I'm holding the angle iron down, but I can set everything down and it holds it in there good and steady, so I don't want to try and tilt out on you. I've got it lined up where it's just on the very edge here, so I'm going to pull this part back where it shouldn't interfere with anything. Actually, I'm going to flip back a little bit. I'm going to slide that foot over some. Try and hold down and make sure it's good and steady. And to help with that, if you look over here, I've got an old lift holding the other end of it level with where I'm cutting. And so, hold it up. Okay. And there's our 45. So I'm going to get me a good measurement, flip it, and we'll cut it again on the other side, and I'll make a couple of those, and then I'll put them together up on the welding bench. And there is one side of my door frame. Now, I'm going to cut another one of those. The last time we left off, I was cutting pieces like this out on the bandsaw. And I've cut a couple short pieces, and one in particular, I've got this clamped down to another frame that I made. It's not going to work out, and I'll explain. But let me show you how I've got this clamped up here and how I know it's straight. I'm going to move this back some so we can see what's going on. First off, the outside to outside of my frame is 16 3/4 here. And it's 16 3/8 and 16 3/8 here. Problem with that is that doesn't necessarily mean it's square. So I'm going to draw from this corner, and I am from the center of that corner on my tape measure there across, I am 32 7/8. I'm going to go side to side on this one, and I'm going to cross over in front of the camera for a second. I am from the center of that right there to the edge of my piece over here, I'm 32 7/8. From hanging my tape measure in the center of the piece to the edge of this outside piece, I'm back again. 32 I'll have to hold it on this end. 32 7/8. So that is square, and even though it doesn't have a side in here, I'm clamped to the other frame that I made. And the other frame that I made is not really square. Part of the reason it's not square is because I put too much weld on it at one time, and I got it hot. And in getting it hot, it warped some. So on this one, I'm gonna touch corner here, then come back, touch corner over here, and I'm gonna pull it off of this, and I'm gonna clamp it down to the table, make sure it stays good and flat. I may not. I may just remove these magnets and hit there and there, and at least get it tacked in place good, and go ahead and put the other side in it. So I'm gonna set the welder up, and tack this place in, and then I'll set my other piece in and tack it in, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what I've got is I took my frame and I've spaced it off 1/8 inch off the inside of the metal of the bed all the way around. And that's going to give me my depth for my door. It's going to give me a gap I need to fill with weld, but that'll be fine. 1/8 inch isn't bad. And so now that I've got this where I want it to be at, I'm going to go ahead and get the welder, and I'm going to go around putting some short tacks in places. Then I got to take the cutoff wheel, and I'm going to cut this side off down through here to match up with where I want the door frame to be. This side's pretty well even. I'm going 3 inches off the front of the bed. At the time when I cut this, I didn't know exactly how big my door was going to be, so I got to cut up some too. I made the door opening close. That way I could leave me some room to work. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this thing in, and then I'll get back with you. Alright, so I've got this side here pretty well done. You've got a lot of this ground out. I've got this bottom tied in, and I've got this welded over here, so I still got to weld across the top. Biggest problem you'll notice is there's a big hole right here. When we get this off the truck, I'm going to finish that side of the box. But this is more or less the toolbox. Once I finish these other edges here and get that wrapped around, all I got to do is make my door to go in here. And I've got my piece of, right here's my piece of seal. And I've got a great big thing of that's going to go all the way around that, and I'll split it right down here at the bottom. But I've got this set where the water will run off of here as it gets up in that lip. So I may have to drill a relief hole in the back for water or something. I doubt it. I don't know if water will ever get in there. We'll find out. But that right there, long drawn out process, but that's more or less going to be the toolbox. So guys, thanks for watching. I know this one was a rough one, but we'll get to doing some doors later. We'll get this thing off the truck and go to fixing the truck, and we'll get this thing painted. I know it seems like a long ways off, but we'll see you guys later.